Good morrow, lovely little ghosts, and welcome to the Dark Orchard for Laura Watson's 13 Days of Vlogoween.
Thanks, Anton. Without further delay, let's get this started. Happy Halloween, everyone. As was said in my intro, this is a Vlogoween series. More specifically, I'm going to be discussing 13 of the creepiest Pokemon. Let me start this by saying that no Pokemon is in a specific order. I'm just going to tell you 13 different Pokemon that are creepy. They're not ranked from level of creepiest to not creepy. They're just all creepy. So without further delay, let's get started. So, the first Pokemon we're talking about is Glalie. This is a Ice-type Pokemon. It actually is the evolved form of Snorunt, and it actually freezes its foes alive. But not only does it freeze its foes alive, but it eats them. And not only does it eat them, but the Pokédex entry specifies it eats them slowly. Another Ice-type Pokemon that's kind of in the exact same category would be Frostlass. Frostlass is said to be the soul of a woman who died on a snowy mountain. As she died, her soul was transferred into an icicle, and then the icicle became Frostlass, a Pokemon. It's said that Frostlass actually feeds on the souls of men, so you gotta wonder, was it always a man that stranded the woman on a mountain, and that's why all of these Pokemon are vengeful towards male spirits? The next Pokemon we're going to talk about is Bayonet. It is literally a voodoo doll. It is a doll that is said to have become corrupt because the child that had it disowned it and threw it away. And, you know, my Andy syndrome just goes crazy with that because I'm like, oh my god, I can't think about it. But anyway, it was a doll that was disowned and thrown away, and then it became a Pokemon out of vengeance. It generates the energy for its curses by sticking pins into its own body. That's why it's a voodoo doll Pokemon. Next is Yamask. Yamask is a spirit Pokemon, and the mask that it carries in its hands is a mask of its human face from when it was human. And the Pokédex entry states that sometimes it looks at its old human face and cries. Pinsir. Actually, I love the shiny Pinsir in Pokemon Go, but that's beside the point. Pinsir is just super creepy, but only because of his pinchers. The pinchers on the top of his head are said to crush its enemies in half, and if it can't manage to crush it, it's going to toss it really far away. Lampet. One of the most beautiful Pokemon, and also one of the Pokemon that's an inanimate object that's personified into a Pokemon. But Lampet hangs out in hospitals and city streets and just waits for people to die so that it can consume its soul and use it to burn off its own fuel. So souls are its lantern oil. And then it said that the souls that are consumed by Lampet wander the world forever. Which makes you kind of wonder, do those souls sometimes turn into Yamask? Pre-evolved form of Lampet is Litwick, which is just one of the cutest Pokemon ever. It's a candle. It's a candle with a purple flame. A white candle with a purple flame. It's so cute. But it's actually a super dangerous, really creepy Pokemon because it pretends to be all cute and innocent, and if you find it in the wild, it'll try to help you on your journey, but it actually feeds off of energy of Pokemon and human that's around it. And anytime that it charges itself for a Pokemon battle, it drains the life energy from the Pokemon and humans around it. So it acts all sweet and everything, but it's actually really super creepy, and it's draining the life out of you. So, but it's cute. Haunter is one of those obviously ghost-type Pokemon, and he's actually the evolved form of one of my favorite Pokemon, Ghastly. But Haunter's signature tongue is said to be made of a poisonous gas, and if he licks you, you're gonna convulse until you die. Gengar used to be human, and now it murders humans. In the Pokedex it says that Gengar looks for a human companion because it was human itself, but instead, in search of that companion, ends up killing humans. Kadabra is another Pokemon that they say actually used to be human. More specifically, they used to be a human child and then turned into the Pokemon because they couldn't control their psychic abilities, which explains the spoons, because the psychic abilities and the bending of the spoons is just a quirky little thing. Drifloon! I love Drifloon. I love the shiny version of Drifloon, and I love the regular version of Drifloon. I think Drifloon is one of the cutest Pokemon. And again, it's also one of those personified object Pokemon. It's actually a balloon Pokemon. It will hide itself amongst other balloons or entice children, and then kidnap the children. It just drags children away into the afterlife by its string. It dislikes heavy children though, because they're too heavy to carry off. The next Pokemon is Mismagius. Its cries sound like spooky incantations, and those that hear it are tormented by hallucinations and severe headaches. Grimer is literal bacteria. The Pokedex says that wherever Grimer goes, there's so many germs left behind that anything in its path just withers away. So I wonder what would happen if it happened to slither over a human. I heard someone call this next Pokemon the Norman Bates Pokemon because of its motherly connection. But Cubone actually wears the skull of its dead mother. Now the creepiest part about this theory is that it wore the skull from the moment that the mother died, and not just once it became a bleached skull. So just imagine the tiny little Cubone walking around with a giant mother Cubone head on. Creepy. Real creepy. Like the thing out of horror films kind of creepy. Plantump, a really super cute Pokemon, is actually the spirit of children that died in a forest. And their cries sound like eerie screams of children. And then lastly, Mimikyu. Sweet, cute, adorable Mimikyu. Let me know down in the comments if you've caught the Mimikyu Pikachu yet, because I think it's absolutely adorable. But what's the creepy thing about Mimikyu? Well, Mimikyu actually has never been seen. What you see is a costume. Mimikyu dresses up like everyone's favorite Pokemon, Pikachu, in an attempt to be loved. But it's also in a very poorly made Pikachu costume. Its actual appearance is unknown, and the only person that ever saw what Mimikyu actually looked like underneath the rag of a costume died. They died of shock from seeing what Mimikyu actually looked like. So I think Mimikyu deserves a spot on this list. Of course, that's not all of the creepy Pokemon. There are a few other creepy Pokemon out there. These are just some that I thought about mentioning. And I say ish because I did talk about some evolutions and some parallels. So that was like 13 plus a few Pokemon that are super creepy and the reasons why. You got more than 13 Pokemon in this video, even though it says 13. One more thing before we go. I was at Target the other day and I saw the absolute cutest thing, so I had to get it. It's a Grow Your Own Lovely Ghost Kit. Look at them, they're so sweet. Look how cute. You get to grow cute little ghosts. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grow some ghosts. I'm gonna grow my own little tiny lovely little ghosts. So I had these little cups in the cabinet. It actually says Fabulous Brew. Fabulous. Fabulous. I love it. So it's probably going to get bigger than this container, but I'm going to start it off in this container because it's super cute and it says boo. And we're growing ghosts. So just so I could do this on camera with you guys, I'm going to open it and put it in the thing and put water in it. And I'll set it to the side and I'll just update you guys on social media how big it's growing. Got the cute little ghost. I'm going to sit it down into the Fabulous Brew cup. And then I'm just going to pour some water in it. There we go. It's all filled up and ready to grow. Okay, I'm going to set that aside and I'll update you guys on social media as it grows. I'm actually going to put that in the kitchen in a few minutes. But for now, here's the outro. So, some food for thought in the comments. What do you think about the fact that Pokemon used to be humans? Like, does that change your perspective at all about Pokemon? Is it weird that they used to be humans? Do you just choose to not believe that they used to have a human body? Or do you think it's kind of cute and it gives a bit of a story instead of it being super cute and just super cute? So, that was me talking about 13-ish different creepy Pokemon. Which one on this list did you think was the creepiest? Which one on this list did you think is the creepiest? And, what's your favorite ghost-type Pokemon? Let me know down in the comments. Mine? Probably Ghastly. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come around again soon. Say bye. Bye.